Good morning, my Saturday morning connectors. It's a great day. It's a great morning. It's a great year. It's a great moment. Keep believing, keep hoping, keep hope alive. Live from the new studios. The Marketplace Connection is on the air. I want you to leap into your destiny, upgrade your thinking, expand your capacity because God wants to give you more. You are more than what you have become. Well, good morning. Good morning this Saturday morning. I tell you, I am so excited about today. Every day is a great day. It's a great day for you. It's a great day for me. It's a great day in the kingdom. This is the Marketplace Connection, and I am so excited about what we are talking about today. I'm so excited about what God is going to share with you today. Now, listen, you all know that this has been 6 years of me being in media broadcasting. And I'm telling you, I am so excited about all that God has done in these 6 years. I'm excited about what he's getting ready to do in the next, I don't know how many years until he says it's over. But in these 6 years, we have accomplished so much. And we've had over 1,200 guests. Did you hear me?
Oh, wow.
1,200 people that have come and sat in this place. And I give God all the glory. I give him all the honor because it belongs to him. I'm just a voice to be used by him. And I'm telling you, I am so excited about this next era. This next phase. We are growing. We are glowing. The Worship Media Group is under the direction of Prophet Blaine. We are going to the next level. And so I want you to come along with us. I want you to stay with me on my journey as we venture into this next dimension of what God is calling us to do. Now, this is what I need you to do. I need you to click, like, share, tag somebody, and let them know that the Marketplace Connection is on the air because they need to be a part of this next dimension that I'm going to, okay? They need to hear what thus saith the Lord through the Marketplace. And I have some Marketplace people with me today, and I am so excited about this young prophetess, woman of God. Fashion. I mean, just a fashion bug, just doing her thing in the marketplace. And so I want to welcome this woman of God, Prophetess Brianna Warren. Welcome to the Marketplace Connection.
Yes, thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah,
thank you so
this is your
much.
first time, right?
Yes, it is.
All right, first time guest. I'm gonna have to get a horn or something for my first time guest. I thank God for you and what he is doing in your life. And I just see you when, from the time that I've known you in these last 6 years, how God is growing you up and just taking your creativity and your creative abilities to another level.
Yes.
And I am so excited for you and what you are doing. So I'm telling you, the best is yet to come, Brianna.
Thank you. I truly receive it.
The best is yet to come. But this woman of God just recently got off a tour at Fashion Week. Brianna is a prophetess, ordained prophetess there at her church, which is Elohim Kingdom Ministries under the direction of her spiritual and biological parents.
Yes.
She can't get away.
No, I can't. That is very true. You got me there.
Spiritual parents, godly parents as far as her biological Apostle Wes Warren and Apostle Shantae Warren. They're at Elohim Kingdom Ministries. And I am just so excited for them and what God is doing. And the house is growing up. The house is going to another elevation. I mean, we're in that season.
Yes, I agree.
We're in that season. Yes. And so I just thank God for what he is doing in your life and in your ministry, in the marketplace, taking it outside of the four walls of the church, being a blessing to your generation outside of the four walls of the church. What a blessing. that you can use your creativity, you can use your gifts and use it and still be just as godly, still have a godly influence on your life, still be able to influence young people in your generation and doing what you do. So I just thank God for her. And if you had watched my last book signing of The Gathering of Fragments, this young lady, a dancer, she's a fashion designer. I don't know what she don't do. And I don't know what she gonna do next.
Right.
But all of that, you know, she is just all wrapped up in one, and we just thank God for, you know, for what he is doing and what he has given her.
Yeah.
So you started at age 13, 3 rather, at age 3, prophetic dancing. And so tell us, what attracted you at that early age to worship?
Well, one, like well, first of all, you did an amazing job.
Well, thank you.
Amazing job introducing me. So thank you for that. Again, I want to honor you as well for having me and asking me to be on. It means so much to me. I take it not for granted, and it is truly a blessing. I always say anytime someone shares their platform with you, or to even see me fit to be on your platform, it means a lot. So thank you for that.
You are welcome.
But to start off, around 3, it just was, I would honestly say, the environment that I was raised in. I was always, I grew up in God. So like you said, literally, I can't go far.
Can't get away.
I can't get away. So I just grew up in dance and in ministry. And so I would see the flags at church during praise and worship, and my mom, one thing that she always told me is I just will always dance. It's just something that I will always do when I was younger. And so when I was at, because we grew up under Dr. Cherise. So when I was at her ministry, at that age, they got us, and my cousin was over the dance, I think at the time. They put flags in our hands, and in my hands, it was me and a whole bunch of other younger girls around the same age, starting off that young. And they just let us free worship, and it's been history ever since.
Oh, my God.
So, yes.
Yes. Well, you do a phenomenal job. And, you know, there's worship, and then there's worship. We just came off a worship experience with Prophetess Psalmist Rain.
Oh, yes.
And, you know, you were there last year, and I'll tell you, it was an experience. It was an experience and an explosion in the house in worship. And people just don't understand that worship in itself can break, it can break, demonic spirits, healing, deliverance. All of those things can go forth, and it just sets an atmosphere, for everything that needs to be done, that you might have to do laying on of hands, you might have to do deliverance. But in worship, all of that can take place at one time.
Yep, I agree.
And it was just a phenomenal experience. And I seen you dance, and the worship is just in you. You know, it's just not something that you're doing because of the fact that you like to dance. But when you see people that worship, and I, was just watching the dancers last night. They take on the persona of the Holy Spirit, and it just comes out of them. And the creativity and what God is calling you to do. So I just, thank God for your worship dance. Are you still dancing at your
Yes,
I
am. I am still dancing. Since the pandemic happened, we do things a little bit differently, and we're coming out of that now as things start to shift and open up a little bit. But it will be every Sunday, and still now, my parents, because like you said, worship for them, it's not just a dance. You don't come and just dance.
That's it.
It's worship.
That's it.
Every Sunday, my parents would love if we would be dressed and ready because we're footmen, So,
yeah.
But yeah, so I am dancing, whenever I'm scheduled, but as things change, every Sunday.
Okay.
So
All
yes.
right. Okay. So you are a youth director of the Radiant Youth at Elohim.
Yes.
And you're passionate about your generation.
Yes, I am.
You are very passionate about them knowing God and making him known. You're passionate about them having a lifestyle of, holiness and righteousness, but doing it in a way where they can, accept it, where they can receive it, and yet still be young and youthful and having fun. So tell us a little bit about, why you're so passionate about that.
Because I see not only potential in my peers and the people around me, but in our generation and in the more so in my sisters and my younger brother's generation and coming up. In their generation, they're hungry. I see that they are very boisterous, in this up and coming generation. It's a generation of a lot of different voices, and they see and they're hungry. And so for me, with God and how God is moving now, it's very important that we help them tap into their anointing, their purpose, their calling, because at their age, I feel when it's the richest. Is because when they're hungry, they're going to go out into the world, and the world doesn't stop to educate, to be violent, to be aggressive, to tell younger children what they should be, what they should do. So I think that the kingdom of God should be just as aggressive, not in the sense of shoving it down and making them and preaching them down, but making it, I believe in trying to do it in a way where it's relatable. I always believe in the scripture that he who winneth a soul is wise, and God gives us strategic and wise ways to win souls. And I just love to use the creativity that God has given me, and the strategy and the ideas to relate to younger people, so that they can ultimately be transformed in their life. They don't just come and have an experience at church, but that they're stirred and that they desire to tap into who God has called them to be.
Absolutely, absolutely. And when you allow the youth to express themselves in their way, you'll draw more youth, to the church. They're not just coming there sitting. They need things to do. They're active. They have energy. And so they need things to do, and they need to be able to know that their leaders trust them enough where they can do it without, somebody telling you this is the way you got to do it. This is the way we do it. You allow them to express themselves. And I've seen that on some of your platforms. I've watched, some of them that you've had on the internet. And I've seen how the youth, sing, dance, they express themselves and enjoy. They are enjoying the Lord.
Yes.
And the presence of the Lord.
Yes.
And that's so impactful for this generation now, is to know that they have a place and a way to be able to express themselves.
I agree.
Yes. And so that is so very important. And so I'm so, excited about what is going on at Elohim.
Yes.
Yes. And so you are the proud owner and designer of the Divinity.
Yes.
Divinity Fashions. So it is a spiritual outlet for you because it gave you identity to be creative. Tell us a little bit about how that came about, Divinity Fashion.
So I've always been creative, whether it was through dance, hair. I went to cosmetology school, so
Really?
I got to learn. Yes. I went to cosmetology school when I was in high school. I got to do dual enrollment.
Oh my God.
So
what haven't you done?
I went to cosmetology school, so I did makeup, and I learned a little bit about makeup. I've done hair. I've actually won hair competitions. So my creativity I've always been doing something. But when I was younger, I would go and cut up my mom's clothes. Like I would cut up her clothes and she'd tell you. I cut up her clothes.
Now these are clothes she weren't wearing, right?
No, some of the clothes is what she was wearing. Some of them I just thought
Shantae.
I just thought I could make some of it better, or I don't know what I thought I could do. I just had in mind, like, she'd be so proud if I can make this turn into something else, got in trouble. That's not what happened. But yes, so I would cut up my mom's clothes and I would enjoy doing that. It was fun, just because I would have dreams of different garments, different like materials, different colors or outfits, like different outfits that haven't been worn, or fashion shows. I always would dream of fashion shows. So I would try to make my dreams come true, and I never forget, it was my aunt and my cousin. They had a family reunion they were going to, and they were cutting the shirt. I don't know if you know, like tying the shirts. They were cutting the sides of their shirts, and they were tying it, and I just was so fascinated with it. And so I went home, and hence why I too was cutting up some of my mom's stuff and some of my clothes, trying to learn how to do it. And it just wasn't working. It wouldn't work for me. I didn't know how to do it until one day I kept trying and I got in trouble. But I learned I could do this cool stuff with clothes. And so, yes, it's been ever since then. That's how it started.
Oh, wow. Isn't that something? And you know, it's really important for parents to really cultivate, when you see your kids that, you know, pick up a pen or, you know, a pen or a pencil, or they can draw, you know, because I have a 14-year-old granddaughter, and she's an artist, you know, she likes to draw, and, you know, she already has her own mind about what she likes as far as fashion and clothes and things like that, you know. And but it's very important to cultivate that gift when you see it happening, to cultivate it at an early age.
Yes.
Yeah, and because of that, that's where you are today. Mm-hmm. Yep. So you had the opportunity to go to Fashion Week in New York.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about. Now, do you do your own creativity?
Yes, I do.
You draw, you sew, and all of that.
Now, see, I'm still getting all of the sewing down, but I do have. The beautiful thing is, my grandma, whatever I see, she sews. In my process of still getting that taken care of, it's not anything I can do. So when people come and they're like, "Oh, we want you to custom make this, do that, and a third," yes, I can do it. I can give a vision, and we can get it sewn. Some of the stuff I have, some of it I haven't, because I'm still perfecting my craft. But yes, everything that I do have, though, I take the time to take it apart and reconstruct it or make it.
Make it. Okay, create it.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about Fashion Week.
Well, one, New York is, it's true what they say about New York. It was funny when I went. The models, they were like, one of the girls told me, like, "Honey, you are not a New Yorker. You are not from here."
So how did
She's
she
like,
know that?
"You are too nice." And so I started laughing because I was just like, "Oh, I didn't know, you know, I didn't get the memo." But in New York, everything is fast paced, you know, it's fast paced, they're very vision oriented down there, very driven. They don't stop for anybody. It keeps going. It goes quick, fast.
And if you ain't a part of it, you just get left out.
You just get left out. So, but Fashion Week, it was very fast. When I do my fashion shows here back at home, I'm used to being able to, you know, be in control of everything and knowing what's going to happen next, so on and so forth. And it's like, it's fast, but it's not not fast. It's more so just a lot going on. It's not fast. New York Fashion Week, one, is people everywhere from all over. New York is just a place where all over the world people is coming from anyway. But all of my models were from all over the world. Like, I had a model who was from India, a model who was from the Caribbean. I had a model who was born and originated she was born and grew up in Russia. But all of them we all come together for a Fashion Week, you know, and everybody, it was so funny because it's like I said, it's people from all over the world. You got a whole bunch of different personalities. It was just a lot. It was very fast paced.
These people that organize, I guess, the older designers, are they real high strung kind of, you know, people?
the people, at least the people I met, because it's a lot of different shows a part of New York Fashion Week and companies that orchestrate it. Now, some of them, yes, the people, they are very high strung, but some of them are not, personally, I would say.
Okay.
But some people, I would say, it's just when it comes to this, because it's they take it serious.
Yeah,
it's their craft. It's a business.
Yes.
So to them, it's like you know, like you said, it's they take pride in it, and they don't stop at anything less of what they feel is good. But it was very fast paced, very fast paced.
Wow.
Yes.
So did you dress the models yourself, or
yes, I had to dress them myself.
Okay.
I had to make sure everything. I had my friend with me. She helped me. She came and flew down with me and my parents. My parents weren't allowed to come in though. Until the start of the show.
Oh, until the show.
Until the start of the show, they were not able to come in. I was only able to have a few people backstage with me, as far as to register under a team. But my parents.
Now, do you do the makeup, or they had makeup artists?
Now, normally they did have makeup artists, but this year they had it set up differently because of COVID. And in New York at the time of Fashion Week, it was a lot of shows where actually, if you were not vaccinated, you couldn't participate.
Really?
Yes, in the show. So with me, and in the show I participated in, they did not require vaccinations, but they had a whole lot of necessary precautions to take place because they were not requiring people to be vaccinated. Now, if you go to New York, though, I think they've implemented something where you got to be vaccinated to do pretty much everything out there. So
is there different stages or different places that they have it, or is it just all one big auditorium?
It was all one. Well, no, it was different places where they had different shows and stuff. Being a part of New York Fashion Week. But of course, the orchestrators, the people who help orchestrate New York Fashion Week, they have to okay the shows that are happening. So yes, it's multiple shows in many different areas and locations. And so my place though was at a big, in like a big auditorium with like auditorium style seating. Yes.
So what was the process of you, if somebody is listening that wants to go, to Fashion Week and be a part of Fashion Week? Tell the audience, what is the process of them?
Rejection. Being told this is not good enough.
Really?
I've been trying to do this for the past, it took me 2 to 3 years. So,
for real?
Yes. So I'm not saying that I don't want to put a damper on someone's
I just want them to know. I
just want
people
to know, as far as the process of going up, what I want people to, when they look at me and see, oh, she's done this, she's done that, to not give up, to keep trying. Don't let anybody tell you you're not good enough, that you can't do, that you're a small business, or let anybody try to cripple you, because it's not true. You can do whatever, all things through Christ. That's why I took the route of saying, how does someone do that? Well, because people need to know that even when you're rejected, it's a yes, even in a rejection, with someone saying no to you. Because I got mentored. I had reached out to people who were in the fashion world, in the industry, to help me, but to be a part of some of these programs and stuff, they declined me. For some people, maybe, I don't know why, honestly, but it's a certain look that some people look for and all of this good, great stuff. So, but again, like I said, if they were looking to do it, I would say to get a mentor. Some people have been reaching out to me. I am all for helping, so you can reach out to me. I can help you.
So now you have another event coming up, from the runway to the art gallery.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about that before we go.
So that is going to be this Saturday on October 9th. I am very excited. Yes, I'm very excited about that. I've always wanted to do something. I love art. I'm a creative person, so I love art.
Can you put that flyer on the screen for us?
I used to want to have, it was crazy, this may be weird, but I used to want to have, I always said, when I get married, I want my not my fashion show, I want my wedding reception to be in an art gallery. So I was talking to my mom, this is probably like 3 or 2 years ago.
Producer, can you put that flyer please on the screen?
Yes, it
Yes.
was 3 or 2 years ago, and she's like, "Why not do something with that now? Why do you have to wait until you get married?" You know? And so I started laughing. I was like, "Wow, that's true." And I woke up one day, and I was thinking, like, man, like we are masterpieces. Art and our clothing, we are walking art. And so I had the idea to bring the fashion show into the art gallery.
Okay.
So yes.
And that is on October the 9th at 8 p.m., people. If you'd like to go, the tickets is only $15.
Yep.
I am a masterpiece. I love that.
Yes.
And that is at the Robert Kidd Gallery.
In Birmingham.
And that is in Birmingham, Birmingham, Michigan. Okay, so if you'd like to support her, and is there other artists as well that will be a part of just you? All right, girl.
Yes, just
You have
me.
exclusivity, huh?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm telling you, that is just, I am just amazed at you.
Yes, thank you.
Young woman
Thank you.
doing her thing.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So where can the audience find your garments?
I have a website. I have not, so many people have been asking, but due to coming from New York Fashion Week and getting ready for this week, everything will be on sale after Saturday.
After Saturday.
So they can find it at divinityfashions.com.
Okay, divinityfashion.com.
Yep, Divinity Fashion with an S. So divinityfashions.com.
Okay,
Yes.
all right, okay. So for those of you that would either like to go to the actual show there on October the 9th, this is Brianna Warren again. That is her her website there on the screen. Please support her in any kind of way. If nothing else, send her some congratulations and some encouraging words to keep her encouraged, because we want to see you out there on the stages of the world, because we know the Word of God is in you. We know that worship is in you, and what you have, even when we're doing what we're doing, the glory of God is still on our lives. And so other young people can see it, and they can be drawn to you, because that's what you're called to do in the marketplace, to be an influence out there in the marketplace, taking your gifts and putting it on stage to the glory of God so He can be glorified.
I agree.
In every area of our lives.
Yes.
So, Brianna, we are just so grateful and thankful for you. We congratulate you again.
You.
We hope that this event that you're having on the 9th will even take you even further. Paris in your view.
Yes.
I mean, other, countries in your view, where other young women of other cultures, that can see your garments and making garments for them in other cultures. Have you ever thought about that idea?
Yes, I have.
All right. Well, we just come in agreement with that.
Yes.
That you will be able to make garments for other women and other cultures. So we just thank you. All right. Well, this has been the first portion of the Marketplace Connection. Again, we thank God for Brianna Warren.
Yes, thank you
We
for
thank
having
God
me.
for what God is using her to do in the marketplace, being a marketplace prophet, being a marketplace minister, and using her creativity and her talents and skills that she can bless other people. So we want you to stay tuned. We have another gift that is coming, and we'll be right back after this commercial, and we'll see you on the other side. Okay.
Are you a Black-owned business owner looking to expand your business around the block and globally? List your rare, organic, and valuable business today at BlackPearlDirectory.com, the Black-owned business directory to help you become known around the globe. Black Pearls Worldwide. Rare, organic, valuable. BlackPearlDirectory.com.
Stop looking in the rearview mirror of life filled with regrets. Stop regretting life with I woulda, coulda, shoulda before it's too late. Live life on purpose, for a purpose, with a purpose.
Get your copy of Living and Loving Life Without Regrets by going to any of the various retailers listed on the screen.
born June 26, 1964. I have 4 brothers and I am the youngest and only girl. My life, like everyone else, has been a journey filled with good times, joys, fun, disappointments, and tragedy. On March 9th, 1995, my life changed forever. The last door of the house is my story. The title is based around the dream I had. This is the full story of my life before and shortly after the death of my husband. The dream I had was a warning about a secret my husband kept from me. Come with me as I share with you my journey. It is now available on Amazon as a paperback or an ebook. For a signed copy, you can order directly from my website, www.feliciabutler.com.
Good morning again for you, those of you that are just joining the Marketplace Connection. We are here for the second half of our show. We just had a beautiful young lady, Brianna Warren, and now we're going to talk to an author. We're going to be talking to Miss Felicia Butler, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. You saw her video. I met this young lady on the internet, and I was intrigued, as I am by all authors, because that's what I believe that I am called to do, is not only to be an author myself, and as well as a anthologist, doctor, as my as my producer calls me, my publisher calls me, and my other prophet friends. But I am a strategist when it comes to anthologies. And so this young woman is a author, and her book is called The Last Door of the House, as you saw. And I'll just tell you a little bit about her before she comes on. And Felicia, she has 6 positions. I'm not going to name them all, but she has been in the healthcare industry. I won't say she's currently doing 6 positions, but she has had 6 different positions in the health industry. She has been in the healthcare industry for over 30 years, and her accomplishments outside of her educational achievements include being a best-selling author on Amazon, creating a medical mobile app for commercial drivers, and organizing a free wellness center for underserved individuals. And she is a member of the Sigma Theta. Okay, I don't know that last word, but anyway, sorority. And she's also an American Nurse Association. And so she lives in Missouri. And so we want to welcome this woman of God that I have just personally have not met, but we're going to meet her today. So Felicia Butler, we welcome you. We welcome you to the Marketplace Connection today. We thank God for you and what He is doing in your life and your book, and being a best-selling author. We congratulate you on being a best-selling author. And so we just praise God for you and all that you've gone through, and yet you're still continuing on, and you're still using your gifts for the glory of God. And so as I said, you have 6 different positions that you've used in the healthcare industry. And so I didn't name them all, but you are very well versed in the healthcare industry. Managing, how are you, are you still currently in the healthcare industry?
Yes. My full-time job career is being a nurse practitioner, and I work full-time at a clinic here in St. Louis.
Okay.
The other things that I do are like side gigs, and so I do them as an opportunity arises.
Okay.
So,
All
yeah.
right. And you're in what city in Missouri? You're still in
I
Missouri?
live in Florissant, but it's of St. Louis.
Oh, okay. Okay. Have you ever been to Michigan?
No.
Okay. Well, we hope one day either I come there or you come here, that we can get an opportunity to meet you. We are so glad to, have an opportunity to talk about you and your book. And as I said, you have been in the healthcare industry for over 30 years and created a medical mobile app. How did you go about doing that for commercial drivers? How did you do that?
Well, there's like several companies that
Turn that
I
chair
just
around.
found this company on the internet, that do mobile apps, and they do it very inexpensively. And so I, on my job, I have to
Okay.
do
I'm right here,
physicals
Carol.
on commercial drivers.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times they would come into the clinic unprepared. If they have health conditions, there's certain things that they have to show that they're compliant with taking their medications, or they're compliant with taking their, diabetic medications, or if they have sleep apnea, they have to be compliant with being on a CPAP. So this app just has everything spelled out for them that they need, and then can come to their appointments prepared.
Oh, okay. Very good. And so did you actually do all of the, technology, or you just were the creator of it?
I created it I didn't create the technology. I created it, and the company, they had the technology. And so they just I just told them how I wanted it to look and what I wanted it to do. And then they kind of took it from there.
So what was your, what was your thought when you were doing that? Was it for more efficiency as far as the drivers being able to do things, and, as far as being commercial drivers in the medical field?
Well, I had just seen that, a lot of times they would come and they just weren't prepared because they didn't know everything that they would need to get their
Okay.
certification. So I was just doing it so that it'd be easier for them, and then they wouldn't be mad at us when we couldn't, certify them because we didn't have everything.
Ah, got it, got it. Well, that's very good. So you have accomplished being a best-selling author, and it's a memoir. Is that correct? And it's
Yes.
called The Last Door of the House. And tell us, walk us through that. I saw, and as I put on the screen the video. So tell us about that. Give us a little history about that.
Sure. So I got the title from a dream that I had. Growing up, and I still do, sometimes I would have dreams and they would be like really, really vivid. And what's very frustrating is that at the time, I would not realize that those dreams mean things. And
Okay.
so, anyway, when I was dating my first husband,
Okay.
um, we were engaged, and I had a dream.
Uh-huh.
And the dream was that I was looking for him in a house that had a lot of doors. And I kept opening up each door and yelling his name, and he wasn't responding. And in the house, it was like the hallway was kind of like you see in a hotel, but in my
Okay.
dream, it was a house.
Okay.
And I was going through down the hall, opening up all the doors, calling his name, and he was not responding. And then I got to the last
Mm-hmm.
door,
Mm-hmm.
and when I opened it up, I found him. And when I looked in the room, I saw him
Mm-hmm.
in the bed with his pastor.
With his.
Pastor. Yes. And so I woke up,
Oh.
and I was very disturbed by it. And I asked him about it the next time I saw him. I was like, "Yeah, I had this dream, and I was looking for you." I explained the whole dream to him. And I feel like at that point, that was his opportunity to come clean. But he did not. He basically was like, "Well, I don't know why you had that dream." And he just, took light of it. And so since he wasn't concerned about the dream, I just kind of shrugged it off. And I actually had forgotten about the dream until, fast forward, we got married 10 years later. He starts getting sick, and everything, he had to start telling me what was going on with him.
Hmm. So this was before you got married.
That I
God
had the
had
dream.
given
Yes.
you the dream.
Yes.
So God was really trying to warn you about
Yes.
what you were getting into.
Yes.
Did you share that dream at that time? What you said you shared the dream with him?
I just shared it with him, and he, he didn't even, his facial expression never changed or anything. He was just like, I don't know why you would have a dream like that, and he just, it was like, it was no big deal to him. So I just thought, it was just a dream. It was just a dream. It
Okay.
didn't mean nothing.
Okay.
It was just a dream.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, how long were you all married?
10 years.
And you were married 10 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So after you had this dream, and then, so what happened to him that caused his death? Is it just natural causes, or was it something else?
No, no. My husband died of HIV. He died of AIDS. 10
Wow.
years after we got married. 10 years and 2 kids later.
So you were with him the whole time he had HIV.
Yes, ma'am.
Good God Almighty. And you never
Like,
contacted it.
no, no, God, despite me, ignoring red flags, there were some red flags other than the dream prior to us getting married. Um, Despite me, ignoring the red flags and everything, yes, the Lord protected me and my children.
Wow. The amazing grace of God. Wow,
Yes.
wow, wow. So, was it the pastor or was it
No.
just other men? Okay.
No, no, I don't know what the significance of him being in the bed with the pastor was, although at the particular church that he went to, there were a lot of gay men in the church. I didn't know that at the time, but there were a lot of gay men in the church, at his church. And a lot of them died of AIDS.
Wow. Okay, Blaine, you got a question? You said? Okay, all right. Wow. I'm talking to my prophet. That's my, that is
Oh,
my producer. And he's, wow, that is amazing. Wow. So
mhm.
what made you decide to just write this book? I mean, that's I've got a story, but you got a story.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Well,
what made you decide to go ahead and tell your story?
because along the way, and when things came to a head and everything, and throughout life, I've met other people's like had a similar story,
Yeah,
and so I
yeah.
I know this is not unique to just me,
Right, absolutely.
and I felt like I had been wanting to write a book about it for years, but because I have 2 kids, and
Right.
I people can be cruel,
Yeah,
so
right, right.
not just people, your family as well. And so I had to think about my family, his family, our
Mhm.
kids.
Mhm.
And so I just wanted to wait until it was the best time. So
Yeah,
the kids are grown. My
right.
kids are in their 30s that I had with him. And so I felt like it was a good time to tell my story. Plus, it was a healing process for me. My life has not been a bed of roses. and
Okay.
there's things that I've gone through mentally, and I have
Mm.
had, and I expressed this in the book that I've had to get a lot of counseling because
Yeah.
of the mental stuff that was done to me, and just
Mm.
I had trust issues and
Mm.
intimacy issues and just a
Yes.
whole bunch of issues that came from this situation, and so um, I wrote the book just for people that are I know this is not unique to me, and to help women or maybe even men who are in a relationship and there's red flags, and not to ignore them.
Mm. Mm-mm. Wow. I mean, God warning you, and even though a lot of times we don't always even understand that, and then we have our own desires, and God is, I mean, He's not going to, He's not going to, just force you into doing something. I mean, it's always, I mean, the God we serve is the kind of God that He wants you to choose life, as the Bible says, so you can live. He puts
Right.
before us, death, life, and as He says, but choose life, so you can live. And so He allows us even through those things, but for Him to protect you through all of that. And I've heard, I do know someone personally that was married to a man that he had been into the homosexual community. Pretty much, that was all he knew. She was the first woman he had ever been with, and when he died of AIDS. But she was not, it did not contact her, and so I know that that can happen. I applaud you. I'm sure for going through all that you went through and having the courage to be able to write such a story, because I know there's other women out there that have other, it might not be HIV, it might be, some other kind of, diseases that are comes along with sexual activity. And so we just want you, for those of you that might be listening or know someone that is going through even the HIV, test and all of that, we just hope that you get the help that you need, that you get the medical help that you need. And as she said, a lot of psychological things that come along with going along with that you had to go through, trust issues. And so what can you say to women that possibly that have gone through even traumas, just trauma, because that's a trauma. And we all have different kinds of trauma. I've had my trauma. Other women have their trauma. What takeaway can you give to women, and to encourage them to be able to go through something as devastating as this?
Yeah, well, I thank God that I had a relationship with God and I was saved. Because honestly, I don't know what I would have done if I was not a Christian. I don't know what I would have done, because even in being a Christian, I still had
Absolutely.
suicidal thoughts.
Yes.
There was this days that I just wanted to just end all of the turmoil and all of the, especially after he died, because the way everything came down, it happened all, pretty sudden. And there was days that I just wanted to just end it all. But, then I had the kids. And so I was like, I can't do that to my children. And I wasn't even concerned about so much my faith at that time. I was more concerned about, it was my children that kept me from taking my life. But, to answer your question, for people that are going through things, just hold on to God, and, allow yourself, allow yourself, forgive yourself, for making a mistake. I think one of the hardest things that I've done is I was just mad at myself for even like, how did I even allow myself to get into a situation like that? Especially with all the red flags that I had. Neither one of my parents was for the marriage. We didn't get premarital counseling, which we should have done that. There was just so much that, we didn't do. I was headstrong. I just wanted to get married, and more so I needed to get away from my dad. And that's never a reason to get married. So, going through life, I have, come to realize that life is all about choices, and we need to choose wisely. And we need to seek counsel when we're making major decisions. We need to, seek counsel, because some decisions are life changing.
Yes.
The choices that we make today,
and long lasting.
yes, the choices we make today determine our tomorrows.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, Felicia, we are very proud of you for your courage to be able to write a book like this. I'm certainly hoping that for those that are listening, that they can get your book. And where can they get your book again?
It's on Amazon. And I also have a website that you can order it if you want a signed copy.
Okay.
And the website is my name, www.feliciabutler.com.
Right.
And then you go to Amazon. It's available on paperback and ebook.
Okay. And you also had a book prior to that, which was called The Radical Woman, correct?
Yes, I was in an anthology.
Oh, okay.
With,
all right.
With 14 other women.
Okay.
And that's actually the first time I had told my story. So, about anthology, it can't be but so many words. So I had to leave a lot out. And so after I did it, and I was just like, man, I had to leave a lot out. I was just like, I'm going to write the whole story. So that's what made me,
Yeah. And that's what I tell the women that are a part of my group. I tell them, and that's my hope, is that they would take, the anthology gives them an opportunity to start it and to get into the writing of it, get some experience, and then take it and make a book out of it and let it become your product. And so I truly understand, and I'm glad that you did. And we will be looking forward to hearing more about you, more from you. And we just thank God for you again, for your tenacity and, all that you're doing. And so do you have another book in the making, or do you have something else, another project?
Well, writing this book gave me the writer's bug,
Okay.
and I'm actually working on fiction series
Okay.
about a Black nurse because I have 33 years of content.
Okay. All right.
And so I want to write a series about it. Oh, I'm already working on it, writing a series about a Black nurse. And then I'm also working on a couple of like self-help type books. One about nursing side gigs, since I'm very familiar with that. And about I'm working on a book that's called like, what do you do when life does not make sense, or something to that
Okay.
effect.
Okay. Well,
Hmm.
all right. Well, we thank God for you and for what you're doing, and we certainly will be looking forward to hearing more from you and more about you. And so we just thank you for coming on the Marketplace Connection today and gracing
Thank
us
you
with
for
your
having me.
presence and with your story. And so we just, we salute you and we thank God for you. And we'll be looking forward to talking with you again real soon, okay?
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so very much. And I just, want to say too, for all my listening and viewing audience, if you are interested in being a part of an anthology, as she said, we here at the Worship Media Group, one of the things we do under the group, which my producer, if he can put it up on the screen. We also do book publishing. And so we would like to invite, for those of you that are authors or future authors, potential authors, okay, because we want you to write. We want those of you that have stories, and that is something that I use my platform for, and as well on my Facebook page. I'm always encouraging writers. I do have a Facebook group called the Authors Anthology Connection. So if you would join that group, you will hear a lot of information that I'm giving about my upcoming next anthology. I am currently in the midst of the anthology that I'm currently doing, called Living and Loving Life Without Regrets. And so that is why I do what I do, because people like her have stories to tell. And as she said, it started out as an anthology, and she took it into the book. And so you can do the same. It can go from the page to the stage, to webinars, to workshops. I mean, anything you do, you can take your book. It is a product as well as a stream of income. And the Marketplace Connection is all about streams of income. And so we want to thank those of you again, as I said, that have stayed with us for these past 6 years. I am so excited about it. And I thank God for the man of God behind the camera. I have to give him thanks for giving me this platform to be able to do what I do. And hopefully, if you have some of those congratulations that I did send you, of a couple people as we're going off the air. But I do want you, for those of you that are interested, and you have some different things that you're interested, send me an email at no, I can't. Okay. He got to always tell me, hello@lindahunt.com. Oh, okay, hello@lindahunt.net. I'm thinking about my email address, and that is linda@mywmg.com. Okay, linda@mywmg.com. Okay, he's trying to get me into using my company email. So anyway, if you have something that you want to talk about, please send it to me. And if it fits my platform, I would love to have you, because I do believe God is calling us in this hour, in this season. I am serious about this, that it is time for you to be fruitful. It's time for you to multiply. And I tell you every Saturday morning, upgrade your thinking, expand your capacity, because God wants to give you more. We are in that time and season where God is moving rapidly. And so whatever you're going to do, it's time for you to do it now. Stop putting it off. Stop procrastinating, and do what God has called you to do. Okay? So again, this has been the Marketplace Connection, and we're going to play a couple clips, I believe, before we go off the air, of our congratulations on 6 years to the Marketplace Connection. Happy birthday, Marketplace Connection. I thank God for each and every one of you that have been my viewers, and we will see you again next week. Have a great day. God bless you.
Hi, Mom. We just stopped by to say congratulations. We just want you to know how proud we are of you in your 6 years in the media market and presenting Marketplace Connection. Mom, we celebrate you, we congratulate you, and we thank you for informing us and educating us and upgrading our thinking. So, Mom, we just want you to know how much we love you, and we look so forward to seeing God doing greater things for you, because we know that there's more that's greater to come. So, Mom, Chris and I just want to tell you, happy 6th anniversary!
Hello, 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 hello. It brings me great excitement and joy, none other, to express my congratulations to the great media extraordinaire herself, Miss Linda Hunt. First of all, I just want to thank you so much for providing a platform to bring on many guests and individuals to express strategies and solutions right here in the marketplace. I also want to extend my gratitude to you for allowing me to come on your show as a guest to share my journey on how I overcame false identity living in morbid obesity. Thank you so much, and I wish you nothing more but awesome success, blessings, favor, and wealth. Once again, to the great media extraordinaire, thank you and congratulations for holding down the Marketplace Connections for 6 years. We salute you.